about facing the nation's leading rushing attack this week and what's entailed in stopping Zyrus.
Really, this week is just about being physical and being real tough and being disciplined. With this offense, it's been around for years, and we have a game plan to stop it. And as long as we do our jobs and everyone makes the right keys, looks at the right keys and makes the right moves, then we'll be all right.
Cade, what are you seeing from the offense and just the growth that's occurring over the course of the year? Even last week in the loss, you guys had nearly 450 total yards of offense. So how do you feel about the offense right now?
Yeah, I mean, we're just getting more comfortable with Lindley. We're getting more comfortable with each other. I think the receivers have really stepped up in a big way. Our whole offense, we've been trying to keep down. We had a couple weeks, a couple sacks, and we managed to keep that down last week. So just working to get better every week. Obviously, there's a couple things we could have done. Could have been better at the point of attack. Maybe, there's always what ifs, but.
Zyrus, after watching the film, what can you, I guess, focus on as far as like why the tackling is not as good as it could have been against places?
At the end of the day, all we got to do is wrap up and get them down. We got to gang tackle. We practice tackling a lot, and the coaches, they emphasize it every week, every day. It's part of playing defense, and we just didn't get the job done. At practice, we got to thud better. When we got a thud, we got to take them to the ground. We got to take them to the ground. We got to use better technique, better form for everything. And so this week, especially, we got to emphasize that because we know what they can do with Air Force. And so it's really just on players. We got to be the ones to step up and do the job.
What's the toughest part of defending what Air Force runs on scrimmage?
It's really just the keys. They move real fast. And like Oregon State's O-line, they ran fast. They got to their places quick. And so, like, you look at the fullback, you look at the O-line, and, they just have a bunch of plays that, they're real simple, but since they move so fast and they know it so well, they've been running it for years, it's just, hard to stop it, especially since they're real tough too. So we just have to, be disciplined in what we see and play.
Cade, you talked about the offense growing in the first 5 games. The beginning of the season, it's all about this is who we could be, and now you're actually seeing it come to fruition on the field. What does that do for just the confidence and the psyche of the team to actually see all that hard work be put into place and to have such success against MSU?
I mean, it's huge. It's what we're training for every day. To see young kids like Balin come out there and play and really turn it on for us, and Breon stepping up. It's been huge just for our confidence as a whole unit, I would say. And we just got to keep pushing. We got to get to. We're not where we want to be, but we're on our way.
Running backs, they have not had a lot of those big runs that maybe San Diego State teams have been known for in the past. What is, from an offensive lineman's perspective, what is it that you guys can do to kind of spring them a little bit better, get to the next level, essentially?
Yeah, I mean, plays like that are always just one block away. There's always some safety or some extra player that just one block, that one extra effort could make. And so we just got to be better with that, and we got to just see the field and try to do all we can to get those big runs.
What's your perception of how Jalen has grown into this job from when they forced him on the field? 5 games left last season, 4 years now.
He's been awesome. I mean, everyone loves playing with him, and he's stepped it up. I thought last game he was dynamite. I mean, he's been really doing well for us. So.
They had one game at Sam Houston where they only scored 13 points. Zyrus, was that just a weird game for them, or do you kind of focus a little bit more on what Sam Houston did to maybe slow them down a little bit?
Really, when you watch that film, and as we're watching it right now after this, it's all about stopping the run. When you stop the run, you got to force them to do things that they're not as good as doing, which is pass. And so I remember my freshman year, they actually passed a few more times against us, which is the same thing as Sam Houston. Sam Houston defended the run well, and it forced them to do something different. And, that's just how you stop Air Force, really.
So stopping them on the early downs and making that distance to have to cover.
Yes, sir. You stop them with the run. When you stop their run, they got to pass. I mean, not really a passing team. Everyone knows that. So you make them pass and you defend the pass, and we defend the pass pretty well. So we'll be all right.
Did you watch last week's game when they ran for 400 against San Jose?
Yeah, we're still watching some of that. But yeah, they ran, I think, like over 90% of the time against them, and they've held the ball for a long time against them too. And all we got to do is learn from their mistakes and do what we do, and hopefully our plan goes well with Air Force.
What was it like for you to come here and to turn on the field and start last year? Because you look like you're such a different player now compared to when we saw you last season.
Yeah, it was just an adjustment process, new coaches, new team, whatever, but football's football, and they welcome me great here, and coaches treat me great, so I just got to put my head down and work.
Hey guys, being a college football player is hard. A lot of time, a lot of responsibilities. Can you speak to your respect for the players on Air Force who have to do all that in college football stuff, but all the stuff that comes with being in the service academy, your level of respect for those guys as a player, being you first?
Oh, yeah, I mean, you got to respect those guys. They're serving our country. I have friends at other academies as well. They're grinding. It's a grind over there, and they're super disciplined kids for that. So I have all the respect in the world for those kids.
Yeah, big props to them. I mean, it's hard for us. It's technically our job over here to play football, and for them to go out there and play football, but also do a lot of things that they do for us, with our country and everything. It's, just amazing what they can do on the field and off the field.
Is it a different feel to walk into that stadium and experience that environment with all the cadets in the stands?
Yeah, I've actually never been before. This will be my first time.
Yeah, I went my freshman year. I traveled my freshman year still on the sidelines, and it's amazing. I mean, it's just like a football environment over there when you go and watch the games. It's all the trash talking. It's them supporting their boys, and you just see everybody in their uniforms over there, and it's pretty cool. When you get chills when you walk in there, and you just see everybody who's about to go out and help our country. We're about to go and play them in a football game. So it's real respect over there.
What's it like to play at altitude? That altitude?
Shoot, my freshman year, it was hard. It couldn't breathe during warm-ups. But it's really about just staying tough and pushing through it and just keep playing ball over there.
Brady just made a comment at the end. The toughest part is the first couple of possessions because you guys have to get used to that speed and the way they do things. What's that like as a player to have to understand what the first and second possessions might be like?
Yeah, really, it's just to see how they play and how they're going to block us and how fast they're moving. You really can't simulate how fast they're going to be with our scout team. I mean, they've been doing it for years. They know where they're going. They have a lot of vets. And so when you play them, it's just like you got to look at your keys and you got to see how fast they're playing because you make one wrong step and it could be out the gate for them. So, I mean, those first two drives are really just for us to get used to the speed and for us to really see what, how fast they're playing and all that.
Is there something different about fighting through an Air Force block as opposed to other teams you might face in the West?
There's some pretty tough dudes. I mean, like going back to what you guys said about how, the things they have to do off the field too. I mean, when you get to the field, they're just, I'm pretty sure they ain't scared of us, but we ain't scared of them either, but they're just some real tough kids. So